हे गाइस वेलकम बैक टू करेंटली में इंडिया ब्लॉकचेन वीक के अंदर हूँ जो बैंगलोर में हो रहा है और यहाँ पर मेरे साथ क्रिप्टो करेंसी एक्सचेंज बिटगेट के COO वुगर यहाँ पर हैं. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू फॉर डूइंग दिस वुगर. हाउ हैज बीन योर एक्सपीरियंस सो फार इन इंडिया?
It's been crazy because because I arrived very early and it was a whole night flight. I was sleepy. I went to a wrong hotel and I drove back and I spent 3 hours in the taxi.
In the taxi?
And I think it was most humbling experience. But I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, once you visit India, you get humbled, right? Is this your first time in India and your first event in India?
It's my first time in Bangalore, but it's not my first time in India. I have been coming for last 10 years because I'm a huge rafting fan and I go to up north in Himalayas to do white water rafting.
Yeah.
And of course I love the food.
Oh, nice. So let's talk about Bitget. Right now we have a bull season. So what kind of user base are you seeing from India on your exchange? Are there a lot of users who are signing up on Bitget? And
It was like a roller coaster ride for us because at the moment we are not onboarding new users, but we will be shortly doing it because we are in the process to get our green light from FIU and I've been working with the regulators very closely. That's another reason why I come to India often and became you're one of your people here. And we are planning to also set up an office before the end of the year because a lot of people reach out to me, send CVs. Yes, we are hiring a lot in India. The goal is to become your global and also your local exchange. Our idea is to set up a service office here to serve local community and Indians, with Indians, by Indians and for Indians. We are hiring extensively and ideally if things go right, before end of the year, worst case, next quarter, we will be having a green light with the legislators to onboard new Indian users. And when it comes to trends, of course, we've seen naturally with all these developing economies, we see that there's a huge interest to meme tokens and all the opportunities for next 10x and 20x. But recently we've been onboarding more users through the Ton ecosystem. As you know, we've invested $30 million to Ton ecosystem with all these tap to earn games and play to earn games. We've seen a huge influx of new users coming to claim their rewards and explore the opportunities. And another important aspect, what we've seen recently, more and more new users coming to do dollar cost averaging with Bitcoin and all the top 10 tokens, and that's what is serving our spot market to grow. But definitely our biggest bread and butter is traders and people who come to invest and make that next 10x, 20x, because I think that was the crypto's narrative. And usually people who come to crypto, they want to get rich quick and fast. Unfortunately, which is not a possibility and case all the time, but still there are opportunities out there and I've seen people doing that kind of trade, especially with meme tokens. Therefore, that is what kind of a diversity of the users and background interest that's coming on board.
I have a question about when you talk about meme coins and 10x and 100x. So where do you see most of the volume going? Is it quite a lot? What is the percentage between altcoins, serious altcoins, and the meme tokens?
I think still our average user is more on a upper side where we see people holding 60-70% of their investments in a top 10, top 20 market cap tokens. And also it's another reason I think with all exchanges similar to us, we only list 800 tokens. Therefore, we are not a DEX. There isn't a 20,000 meme tokens. Every project we list is carefully handpicked. Therefore, opportunities to invest crazily in meme tokens isn't there, and we are very happy about it because our end goal is not to just list random projects. We do a very meticulous due diligence to understand who's the founders, what is the utility, what's the long-term possibilities of the project. Yet we did list some meme tokens that had a huge opportunities, and also with meme culture, we saw even a large players like a Coinbase listing Pepe and contributing to it. Therefore, I think for a meme token to end up in an exchange, they have to still have a larger community and bigger use case than majority. But still, I think, again, it's always, in my opinion, it's a way of thinking because for me, meme tokens are a cultural moment and they represent a chance that Gen Zs can still become a millionaires because still, unfortunately, most of the world's wealth is held by the boomers who have the lands and apartments and jobs. And whether you are in India or Canada, for a Gen Z, finding a job and buying their apartment or houses in next 10 years is kind of an impossible task. And sometimes meme tokens is the only opportunity to make the next million. Therefore, I think meme tokens has a very important part to play in this ecosystem, and let's see.
That's a very interesting way to put it.
Yeah. So I had a question. You said like right now you're not taking new users, like new users from India, they are not able to register on Bitget. Is this because you are applying for the FIU registration and you are waiting to get the approval?
Exactly. Our goal is to serve customers compliantly, and currently we are not able to onboard new users because we are still in the process, and we don't want to do false promise to our customers. Also, we don't want to onboard them in a very wrong manner. Therefore, our decision was to be compliant with the regulations and make sure that we don't onboard new users until we get the full clearance from the government that we can do it so.
How many meetings did you have so far with the government?
A lot.
How are the meetings like? Is it like serious talk and like what is it like?
Honestly, to my surprise, some of them are very serious, but sometimes, especially in the beginning, it's always like a jiggly understanding, making some jokes, where you come from, what did you eat, how was your day?
Yeah.
But then it becomes so serious, and they ask you numbers, and because you don't have a chance to make a mistake, therefore it gets serious, and especially when every mistake can cost you a lot of money. Therefore, as a business mindset, we try not to do that. Therefore, it starts easy, it goes serious, but honestly, I'm very happy that there's an open door in terms of working with the legislators. It's a very rare chance because there are so many governments and countries that we work and they're much harsher. Therefore, a big shout out to Indian authorities who are helping us to understand, and they're very straightforward and helping us to get through the process fast. And also, I've been talking in a backstage with several competitor exchanges who already got their approvals, and they're also having the fairly similar experience where they've been guided through the process to make sure that they easily acquire and they operate compliantly. Therefore, I hope we have the similar fate and we can get our green light before end of the year and we can start onboarding new users, because we have huge plans and we are planning to extensively invest in the market.
So you are saying like by end of this year, you're hoping that you get the license, right?
So I was thinking like when you talk to the authorities, what kind of conversations you have, and what do you think is the level of understanding about like how deep do they know crypto, and do they know about meme coins, do they know about all this stuff, like or do you have to end up explaining them every time?
Sometimes we have to explain things because they might not understand it or they might not understand it correctly. Another important aspect that in the first meetings I realized that usually authorities don't understand how exchanges can help them, but more we explain them that actually we are keen to be compliant, and then we can also help them to fight fraud cases, fight scams, fight criminals, fight money laundering, through that, constant back and forth. And now we work with also many authorities across the globe. Whenever there's a scam cases, we can help them to block and freeze that assets before them moving away. And we can also look into different transaction patterns and make sure that whatever is happening within our ecosystem is compliant and doesn't interfere any, let's say, money laundering aspect. With our very strong AML processes, we can actually work together with the governments to solve all these problems. Whether if they flag some issue, we can freeze the assets, but also there are so many cases that we are suspicious about an action and we can go talk to authorities to get your help. And I think this is one aspect that Indian authorities are very happy to work together, and I think it will make the entire industry a safe place for many of us, because especially in this country, we've seen so many scams and Ponzi schemes and MMLs happening previously, and in so many cases that companies were labeled as crypto that they had nothing to do with blockchain or crypto or cryptocurrency. They just used it as a shell to scam people. Therefore, I think it will be a great way to kind of bring a stop to it.
So one of the question I have is like in India, you know about the Indian crypto tax system, right? So how you guys are planning to handle it after you get the FIU registration? Will you have like 1% TDS and all the rules that has been imposed?
Definitely, we will be working with the government. Whatever the rule is, we have to comply. Therefore, unfortunately, we don't decide on the rule. And as per my understanding, the rule is that there's a taxation on the source, which is very unusual for most cases, but still the government decided. It is 1%. And as per my understanding, it is the way kind of keeping a track on inflow. And then there's also 30%, very steep 30% tax on the earned profits. But also recently I see some governments like in Europe, especially like France, they want to tax even unrealized profits, which is a nonsense. Unfortunately, some governments look at the crypto as like a hot money and try to take as much cut as possible.
Yeah.
But I believe that it is better to have a clarity than not have a clarity. But definitely having less taxes is always good. And we've seen a great example of how Middle Eastern nations like United Arab Emirates and also Saudi Arabia and Bahrain are turning into crypto heavens because they help entrepreneurs to build their ventures. They have very minimal, like I think 5% corporate tax, and they don't have any tax on the personal gains, which makes it a great place to be at. And in the long run, I think all nations will think about how large players, big institutions, family offices or whales, the way they trade, that they capture their profits, probably they will be more willing to go to the legislations or the countries where taxes are low than 30%. And it might also slow down adoption in a lower levels, because if an average user in India only plans to do like a long tail kind of a $50-$100 a month investment, doing a 30% cut on it is very steep in my opinion. But whatever is the rule, we'll just apply.
But yeah, we hope it gets better and they reduce it.
So when a lot of projects are looking, like there are a lot of Indian projects that are probably looking to know how they can get listed. So what do you suggest projects to, like what is your listing process, and what do you suggest Indian projects to focus more on?
Amazing question. I think every conference, every event I go, people ask me, and Bitget has one of the most transparent listing processes among all the other exchanges. We have a listing portal on our website. All processes happen in there. Basically, you go as a project, you apply with all the necessary documents, we do our research, and we come back to you. And also, we don't have any listing fee. I know that there were so many scams and sounds around it. We never take any fee. Basically,
People don't know about it.
People don't know about it, but this is the truth. Basically, there were two aspects. We do definitely take a certain deposit from the project on your own tokens, and we use it in a marketing purposes. If you come and see your full access, launch pools, all these social media giveaways on the tokens happening, all trading competition, we use the project's token, but we also have a clear and transparent audit. We give back to the projects, explaining them where we spend your tokens and how we help them to grow in terms of the wallet holders within our ecosystem. Other than that, we never take any listing fee.
One of the big concerns that Indian users have right now, you might be aware about the WazirX case, right? So that was a big hack. And now people are like very skeptical about exchanges, whether money is safe or not. So what sort of safety procedures like you guys follow?
I'm very proud.
Like how do you ensure that the user money is safe?
Okay, I think three aspects. One of the greatest aspects is that we have a lot of procedures in place, and we use a lot of AI technology and also third-party providers helping us to make sure we can detect and prevent all sorts of hacks. And we are the only large crypto company that's never been hacked so far, and I hope it never happens. But in case it happens, we have our protection fund, which is 6,500 Bitcoins in open wallet, which is around $500 million today or more. It is the second largest protection fund. If something goes wrong, we have funds available to reimburse our users. Because if something is our mistake, then users shouldn't suffer. And I think that is a great opportunity that large exchanges like ourselves and other global players can provide, because we have a huge liquidity and also huge backing. And third important case is about where the user funds are. Every month or every 2 months, we continuously produce a report about our user funds and where they are. It's called proof of reserves document, and we also pledge to at least have 150% of all user funds. To explain the people who are watching us today, if one day all our users decide to withdraw all their assets, we will still have around 50% worth digital assets within our platform, which is also a great testament that we have enough liquidity and we are one of the great places to trade. Little bit bragging, but still, I think I think there's only 2 or 3 exchanges that can do something as big as we are, and that's our pride because we are serving 45 million customers globally. We move $10 billion every day, and we have to be one of these safe and secure places. And therefore, in the first half of 2024, we had more than 700 million customer funds inflowing to Bitget because users do trust us with their funds, and we are making sure that we safeguard them, and again, in case if something goes wrong, we have enough money to reimburse.
So I think now it's time for some fun questions. So my first question to you is, have you tried Indian food? And what's your favorite if you've tried?
Okay, I love butter chicken or butter paneer.
Okay.
But my fun story that we've been traveling and I'm not very good with the spice. And my friends wanted to make a prank on me and they gave me some like a chili meatball, but not a meatball, like a chili.
It's called a chili pakoda.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fried something.
Yeah, right,
and they added chili sauce on top of it and they all ate and I ate and I've been burning.
Yeah.
And we were in a restaurant and I asked for yogurt.
Yeah.
And the waiter brought the yogurt and I drink the yogurt and I burn more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is it? He's like, yeah, we chopped some chili. And I'm like, why would you do that to a yogurt? Like, you guys add chili on everything.
Yeah.
It's very spicy.
Yeah.
But I'm getting used to it. Okay. I'm not like therefore like I like butter chicken, you know, like the most non-spicy thing.
I want that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think I'm getting used to spices, but it is like very spicy.
If you want to use one word to describe Indian crypto community, what word that would be?
Millionaire overnight. I think in a Western world, we all got to very close to Indian culture and understanding when we all watch the Slumdog Millionaire, the film, where the guy takes all the questions to become a millionaire. I think that is a mindset overall, whether you are like an average statistic Indian or whether maybe you are an Ambani, you guys want to do something big all the time, and therefore people have such a appetite of doing something big above your limits. Therefore, I think it's a very exciting market to be, because usually in other parts of the world, people are there to play safe, grow one step at a time. But India is a place where you can do that, like a big leap forward.
My next question is, right now we are on bull run, right? And everyone keeps on making predictions. So what's your prediction for Bitcoin in this cycle? Like, if you can give a rough number, your personal prediction.
Everyone is a genius in a bull run.
Yeah, of course.
I hope, my prediction is that we should hit somewhere around 150.
150?
In next 3 to 4 months. 6 months ago, I thought that in next 6 months we have to hit somewhere around 100. We reached 98, 500, I believe, 99. Therefore, if I'm saying 150, you think about 145, somewhere there. But also, it depends on political situation, because not only crypto, like entire economy. Well, Trump is old. What's going to happen to him? Are there happening another big war? What is happening in South Korea? So many things and variables that affect global economy. But if things go as planned and as we all hope, then I believe bull run will go another 6-7 months, and we have to see around 140 before we can talk about what is next.
And Vugar, do you ever trade?
Of course I do.
You do. So what are your top 5 coins you're looking at for this bull market?
Okay, I've been collecting Bitcoins for so long.
Okay.
I've already exited in some positions with Bitcoin to diversify the portfolio. I've been always very excited about Ripple, even before the SEC case. And now we see a lot of excitement. Now I feel a little bit sad because I exited again some positions on Ripple, but I am thinking to relook into it. And my biggest regret that I missed entire Solana saga, because I've never been into meme tokens, or I've never been crazy about meme tokens, but I regret that also. And I am very much like a Bitcoin maximalist, and I have a lot of Ethereum. I'm still collecting Ethereums. I believe Ethereum has an opportunity to do an all-time high in this bull cycle, and we haven't seen much movement in Ethereum. Therefore, I'm very hopeful about that.
What's your target for Ethereum?
My sell at this point, like I will still think to lock some profit, is around 4,600. I think anything below that is not worth selling. But also I always say, like, my ideal scenario is to exit on the way up rather than on the way down, because on the way up is easier to sell and then sit and little bit regret. But if something goes too high and goes down and you sell, you kind of
You're right back to zero.
you are kind of
You lose everything.
your mindset is like I lost mindset rather than I earned mindset. Therefore, like, that is my strategy. And also, like, I have been very much keen in looking into infrastructure projects recently, and I've been investing a lot into small, promising infrastructure projects, because I still believe, yes, meme coins are fun. They can do 10x, 20x in 3 weeks, but we need a solid utility and solid infrastructure.
Talking about utility of meme coins, what about the mix of AI and meme, which is basically AI agents? What do you think about AI agents now?
Honestly, I think AI doesn't necessarily collide with crypto. There is a huge application of blockchain technology in AI, but all these projects trying to put everything together, I really don't like it, because sometimes it feels that it's a kind of narrative jumping. 2-3 years everyone was doing Metaverse, now everyone doing AI. I don't know, after 3 years everyone gonna go to the Mars. I don't know what's like a next thing. Therefore, I was always skeptical about this project who chase next big thing and change their narratives. But if you are interested, why not? But definitely I believe that either you have to be very clear that you are a utility project and what is your utility, or you have to tell that I'm here for fun, I'm a cultural moment, I am a meme token, and I'm here because people believe in me. Then I will definitely invest. But if someone tells that, oh, I am meme, but I also have a tap game, but it is AI powered, we used to be a Metaverse and now we do also, I don't know, Dpin, then I'm like, okay, stop there. Like, all buzzwords, probably you just collect money and run.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking our time, Vugar. It was a pleasure to have you on the channel. All the best.
Having
Thank
me
you.
here.
Thank you.